With decades of comic books and reading, the one thing I have truly come to know and appreciate about superheroes is that they love the flex. So after seeing so many flex and bad A moments from anime, I felt like I wanted to do the same thing for comic books because there's just so many that we just don't discuss on the daily. So I put together a list of some of my 5 favorite moments of flexes that I just had to share with y'all today. But if there's any moments you think I should add or forgot about and make more videos on, we'll make this thing into a series. But for now, what's poppin'? It's Shaman. Let's hop into it. So starting off strong on our first super flex, I have to take us to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where Mr. Wakanda Forever Black Panther steals the spotlight in a Captain America movie. See, this was T'Challa's first appearance in the cinematic universe, so they had to make it spectacular. So they had this Black Panther on the prowl to break Mr. Captain America's sidekick Bucky in half, as he was framed by Baron Zemo and took the fall for killing Black Panther's father in the movie. So when he catches with Bucky, he gives him them paws, literally. But beating Bucky and Captain America is not the flex I wanted to talk about today. The flex in question is actually what happens after when they are locked up in the police car. Black Panther, straight-faced and everything, looks Captain America and Falcon straight in the eye and asks them without a moment of hesitation,
"How long do you think you can keep your friends safe from me?"
oh my God, this is what I'm talking about. This man looked the symbol of America to his face and said, "Bro, I'll take y'all. Easy." But just like in the rest of the cinematic universe, you know Wakanda is about that action. And staying true to the theme of formidable feline combatants that are really about that action, Battle Beast comes in flexing and wreaking havoc on the new Guardians of the Globe. God, what a segue. Come on, that was nice. Y'all gotta admit, give me a like and subscribe for that one or something. And if you haven't seen Invincible, Battle Beast only in 1 episode, which I think makes his flex even crazier because he literally comes in, wreck shop, and then dip, putting the new Guardians of Globes in their place. Well, I mean, they're not up to par like the old Guardians, but the old Guardians are pretty much the Walgreen Justice League. But they ain't no pushovers either. But Battle Beast by himself is able to put the whole new generation in their place when he puts these paws on them, including Invincible, the main character of the show. This man really went up to the main protagonist and said, "F that plot armor." And just to add, the one man in the room without powers right now, Black Samson, runs and does a dash attack to Battle Beast just so he can end up repainting the wall with his face. And just to add the tidbit that Battle Beast beat this man so hard he actually regained his powers. And after flexing a whole episode on these kids, this man just decides to leave because he says he only came here for a worthy opponent and these people weren't even worth killing. And to me, that is a double flex because he left these people hospitalized for weeks. But he did not hospitalize them and leave them in and bad as a condition as our next flex, Mrs. Martian, did to Simon and Young Justice. Boom, 2 for 2 on segues. I'm on fire right now, flexing on y'all. Anyways, Miss Martian's flex here took place in the first season of Young Justice. The flex that this episode takes place in is when the whole team gets amnesia because of a psychic attack from a man named Simon who's messing with them in all types of ways. As the team comes together, they realize they are missing the last few months of memories, but they start to reconnect and connect the dots and they all end up fine, except for Superboy, who doesn't have any memories from a few months ago, who ends up just becoming a big angry husk and gets attacked by Simon. Trying to tread the ground in his mind, he did not realize that mom was already property of Miss Martian, and she proceeds to wreck this man's mental. And you would think getting flexed on by a teenage girl in a battle of minds where that is your only gimmick, you would think you would either approve or not to try her at all while she's flexing on you, which he did not, because only a few months later, Simon and Queen Bee think it would be smart to blackmail Miss Martian. What are they blackmailing her with, you might ask? Well, last time Simon was in her brain, he found out that Miss Martian was race baiting. She is not a green Martian as she portrays. She's actually the white devil white Martian. But Miss Martian, afraid to be canceled and exposed, decides to silence Simon permanently. So she proceeds to use one out of her 20 powers that she has to mind blast the man who's literally a psychic and leave him in a vegetated state. She turned this man into a carrot, but that should go to show, be careful who you flex on because you just might get flexed back. Because Simon did not realize that he was outclassed at all and got his own abilities turned on him. Which reminds me of our next flex that got his abilities used against him in totally outclassed ways. Okay, this segue was kind of good. It wasn't the best, but hey, I'm trying here. But this will be just a quick flex because this brings me to The Boys, where Homelander, the psychopathic leader of the Seven, and finds himself a few members short. And with that, you really can't call yourself the Seven if there's only 5 of you. So with that, you don't want to deal with brand branding, so they are quite in a dilemma, and to fix it, they start recruiting other heroes. But Homelander, being bored and needing someone to flex on constantly, decides to go to the recruitment, where he sees the new blood Blindshot, who is a blind hero that uses sound to get around. Pretty much a nod to Daredevil, who idolizes Homelander. But sadly for him, he is about to be the victim of this gruesome flex, as Homelander, being a skeptic of his power, asks him just one question.
What happens if, I don't know, I do this?
With this flex leaving this would-be hero blind and deaf now, showing you should never meet your idols, especially if they're an evil Superman variant. But all Superman variants love to flex, but no one can flex as hard as the original Superman from Superman vs. the Elites. And boom, I'm telling you, I'm back on top with the segues. Let's go. Well, I wanted to end this first superhero moments in style, and to do so, I thought it'd be best to talk about one of my favorite flex moments. That brings us to when Superman snapped on these 4 superhero wannabes just to prove his point. Some comic book fans may know this movie and moment in question, but for those who are new and don't know, you'll need a little context just to truly appreciate this masterpiece of a flex. So this new superhero team comes in comprised of 4 edgelords, tries to bring in the new age of superheroes, admiring the old ones before them, but thinking that there needs to be a new, fresh take on superheroism. The one caveat, though, that these 4 love killing people and the supervillains. So you can see how that's gonna lead to one type of conflict with our man Superman's one golden rule. So with the inevitable bound to happen sooner or later, the elites get the whole world to turn on Superman, even making the good people of Metropolis decide to side with them, saying that the only way forward is to kill all problems. They even had the kids wanting to be the elites over Superman. It was crazy. And having Superman's own city and hood turn against him? He can't have that, not one bit. So he challenges the elite to a face-off live on TV. And I ain't gonna lie, that gave Superman the beats. I mean, there was an elite jumping and I thought I was watching anime for a second till I realized I was watching the comic book movies. I thought this was Naruto or Jujutsu Kaisen on my TV. The one dude even says he hit Superman so hard it was like 15 suns exploding on his face. Not realizing they made the biggest mistake of their life.
I made the mistake of treating you people like people.
Because Superman decides to tip his toes into the problems. And I'm gonna have to bring out a flex counter just to count how many flexes Superman did in just this ending. So first off, he poisons the Bat Leech girl and knocks her out, looking like she dead. That's a flex. Next, he goes and pulls a whole evil airbender and sucks the whole air out of a man's lungs like he's a here. That's a flex. He grabs Mr. T and throws him into space, and all he says about it is,
if you had super hearing, any second you'd hear the pop.
And that's a crazy flex. Man, watching this, I will tell you, I was genuinely scared to hear Superman say something crazy like that. And the leader of the elites is pissing himself. This man starts throwing a whole tantrum, using psychic attacks and everything, trying to kill Superman or stop him or whatever he can. And it is no use. So Superman mid-fight shows why he is probably one of the brokenest characters in all of media and uses his power in such a way that it is a flex on its own, mid-fight lobotomizes this man, cutting off his psychic powers. I'm telling you, the psychics got messed up on this flex list today. I ain't gonna lie. So this wannabe hero who is just a regular guy now starts freaking out saying Superman just killed a whole bunch of people and he ripped up the whole city and then he's just like them. So Superman hits him with one of the craziest flexes you will ever see.
Luckily, I'm not you, and I never will be.
That's flex after flex after flex after flex. Superman done broke the flex counter already. To think he did all this just to prove a point. This is not also just a crazy flex, it's a petty flex, and I salute him. Superman, you get the top flex for this video, and you have earned it. What's poppin'? Thank y'all for making it to the end. If you enjoyed this video and you feel like you still need a fix, I got a Doomsday video for right here where he just flexes on the whole Justice League. He needed a video to himself, but I appreciate y'all so much, and the 1,000 special is next. Peace.